Now, if you've ever wondered what goes into building the pipelines that carry oil, gas, and water across continents, this one's going to blow your mind. We're inside the ArcelorMittal Jubail plant in Saudi Arabia, one of the most advanced steel pipe manufacturing facilities on the planet. And what they make here isn't just any pipe. It's seamless steel pipe. No welds, no joints, no weak points. Just one solid, continuous piece of steel from end to end. Here's how it works. It all starts with a solid steel billet, a thick, heavy cylinder of raw steel heated inside a rotary hearth furnace to around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature, steel becomes almost like clay, ready to be shaped. That glowing billet then gets pushed through what's called a piercing mill. Two barrel-shaped rolls grip the steel from opposite sides and rotate it at high speed. Right at the center, a pointed mandrel, a hardened steel rod, drives straight through the billet, punching a perfect hole down the middle. That's your tube, born right there. From there, the hollow shell travels through a continuous rolling mill, a series of precision roll stands that gradually stretch and shape the pipe to exact dimensions. Each pass refines the wall thickness, roundness, and diameter with incredible accuracy. Finally, the pipe goes through a sizing and straightening process, then gets heat-treated for strength, ultrasonically tested for any hidden flaws, and inspected end-to-end before it ever leaves the facility. What you're watching is steel engineering at its finest, built tough enough to handle the demands of the world's most critical infrastructure. You've probably seen a step drill bit before, that distinctive cone-shaped tool with those staircase-like steps along the flute. But have you ever wondered how something so precisely engineered actually gets made? What you're looking at is the production line for the Ruco high-performance step drill, one of the most trusted names in precision cutting tools, manufactured in Germany with exacting standards. It starts with a solid rod of high-speed steel, a specially formulated alloy chosen for its hardness, heat resistance, and edge retention. The blank is first ground into the stepped conical profile using CNC grinding machines, each step cut to exact depth and diameter tolerances measured in thousandths of an inch. Here's where it gets really impressive. With Ruco's high-performance step drill, the flutes, those spiral channels that clear chips away during drilling, are actually ground directly into fully hardened material using a CBN grinding process. CBN stands for cubic boron nitride, one of the hardest materials known to man, second only to diamond. Grinding hardened steel with CBN wheels allows Ruco to achieve sharper, cleaner cutting edges that would be impossible to produce any other way. After grinding, each bit goes through a surface treatment process to reduce friction and extend tool life. Then comes the marking stage, laser engraving the size steps directly onto the body of the bit with surgical precision. The result? A step drill bit that cuts clean, stays sharp, and earns its place in any serious workshop. Back in the day, machining a large precision part meant moving it from one machine to another, sometimes a dozen times. Each move risked misalignment, and each setup ate up precious hours. Well, folks, those days are long gone, and what you're watching right now is the future that became reality. This is the CTX Gamma 2000 TC, a marvel of German-Japanese engineering from DMG Mori. That 2000 in the name? It refers to the distance between centers, roughly 6.5 feet, meaning this beast can handle parts that would make your grandfather's lathe look like a toy. We're talking components for aerospace, energy sectors, parts so complex they'd take weeks on traditional equipment. Watch how the workpiece rotates smoothly in the chuck. The cutting tool approaches with almost surgical precision, peeling away metal in a continuous ribbon. But here's where it gets really interesting. See that B-axis? It's rotating the tool head itself, allowing the machine to attack the workpiece from practically any angle without ever removing it from the spindle. This is what we call 5-axis simultaneous machining. While the part spins on its main axis, the tool can turn, mill, drill, and even tap threads, all in one setup. Back in the 50s and 60s, this same part would have required multiple machines, multiple operators, and multiple days. Now, it's done in one go, with tolerances measured in microns, that's thousandths of a millimeter. The beauty of the CTX Gamma TC series lies in its ability to combine turning and milling operations seamlessly. Notice how the coolant floods the cutting zone, keeping temperatures stable and washing away chips. This isn't just about speed, it's about eliminating error. Every time you move a part, you risk losing that perfect alignment. Here, the computer remembers every dimension, every angle, down to a precision that would astound craftsmen from just a generation ago. This is modern manufacturing at its finest, where technology serves craftsmanship and tradition meets innovation. Take a look at that steel being lowered into a molten zinc bath. Slowly, deliberately, with purpose. What you're watching isn't just dipping metal into liquid. What you're watching is chemistry and metallurgy working together to give steel a shield that can last decades. This is hot dip galvanizing, one of the oldest and most reliable metal protection methods in the industrial world. And even though it looks simple, there's some serious science happening beneath that shimmering surface. Before any steel goes near that zinc bath, it has to be spotless. The process begins with a thorough degreasing stage. Steel parts are cleaned with alkaline solutions to strip away oil, grease, and surface contaminants. Then comes pickling. The steel is submerged in diluted hydrochloric or sulfuric acid to remove rust and mill scale, leaving behind nothing but bare, reactive metal. After pickling, the steel is rinsed and then fluxed, coated with a zinc ammonium chloride solution that prevents oxidation and helps the molten zinc bond to the surface. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. The prepared steel is lowered into a bath of molten zinc, heated to approximately 840 degrees Fahrenheit, 450 degrees Celsius. And this is where the real magic happens. The formation of the zinc coating on the steel surface is actually a metallurgical bonding process between iron and zinc during this hot dip immersion. As a result, a zinc-iron alloy layer forms that protects the steel from corrosion. That's not just a coating sitting on top of the steel, it's fused with it at a molecular level. You've got multiple alloy sublayers, gamma, delta, zeta, each with a progressively higher zinc content as you move from the steel outward to the pure zinc outer layer. When the steel is slowly withdrawn from the bath, excess zinc drains and solidifies into that familiar matte silver finish. The parts are then cooled, inspected, and measured for coating thickness, typically anywhere from 3 to 6 mils, depending on the steel's composition and the application.